What's going on, guys? You guys know how much I love WayForward and how much I think Shantae is a wonderful character in series of games, so it should come as no surprise that I ponied up and got this, the new collector's edition of Shantae and the Seven Sirens for the Switch. Let's take a look. What better game to make my first dive into the world of limited run games than one of my favorites of the year on the Switch, Shantae and the Seven Sirens. Seriously, I love this series so much, having played it now since I first got Risky's Revenge years ago. I wasn't about to let this collector's edition pass me by. So, after spending $70 back in May, was it worth the wait? Let's hop in and take a look at what we've got. First, and honestly, as much as I love the little bonus bits and feelies, the most important piece is the game itself. You get a standard Switch case in clear plastic with a double-sided cover. The cover's pretty good, though if I'm being honest, I'm probably going to spend the $1 on the limited run site to get the Best Buy exclusive cover sheet, simply because I think it's a bit more striking than this one. I really like that Risky Boots and the Siren Empress are featured on the upper half of the front cover of the Best Buy one, as opposed to just the water on this one. Both are great, I just prefer the Best Buy cover a bit more. On the inside, you also get a full-color manual, which is a treat, considering they're a lost art for most releases in the modern game industry. I really like this one. It features portrait art for all the main characters and a brief description of them, as well as artwork for some of the enemies. In the grand scheme of things, it's a really minor thing to include, but I'm not gonna lie, getting a tiny book to look at and enjoy is something I truly miss from past generations. Being a gorgeous collector's edition, though, we're not limited to just a standard Switch case. No, we get an absolutely stunning steelbook as well, featuring the exterior art of Shantae on the front, as well as the different sirens and half-genies in the game on the back. The interior features more Shantae artwork, and can happily haul the manual from the standard case. I also really appreciate that the spine has the game's name printed on it. I still can't wrap my head around the fact that my Spider-Man PS4 steelbook is just red. It feels like a huge lost opportunity. That's not all we get, of course. Included with this collector's edition is a really neat set of 50 trading cards. One of the features of the game itself is the monster card system, which gives you information on all the enemies. You're able to equip the cards in-game to give you bonuses to your stats. For example, the crab card increases your crawl speed, the lobster jogger increases your attract distance, and the wet man will cause you to take no damage if you fall into a pit. The cards you get in the collector's edition are physical representations of the 50 cards from the game, which as a kid who used to collect sports cards and marble cards, it's such an easy win for limited run to include. It's simple but significant, and that it gives you something from the game. I really dig it. I will warn you, there are some spoilers for the appearance of some of the bosses in the game, so if you've not yet played your way through, I would avoid the last 10 or so cards in the deck just to stay away from seeing what some of the baddies look like. You also get a full soundtrack for the game, featuring an absolutely massive 35 tracks of amazing music for the title. The disc art and packaging are gorgeous, and the music is sublime. There's a double-sided poster as well, featuring Shantae and a few of her fellow half-genies, and on the other side are Shantae, Risky, Sky, and Roddy Tops in full luau regalia. They look great, and it speaks to the fantastic design aesthetics that WayForward is known for. But the piece de resistance is the display piece. Featuring a gorgeous purple acetate stand with the game's title etched on it, you receive a beautiful Game Boy cartridge reproduction with the game's box art on it. It is completely non-functional, but it is a love letter to the series' origins on the Game Boy Color, and it looks fantastic on my shelf, I'm not gonna lie to you. As for the game itself, nothing's really changed from my previous review, linked up top. It's still tons of fun, it still looks incredible, and is, I truly believe, WayForward's strongest ever outing. So with all that said, $70 out the door, and I waited almost 7 months to get this in the mail. And is it worth it? Well, as a Shantae fan, I will say yeah, I'm not upset that I got this, and I'm not upset that it took a while to come in, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be ordering anything from Limited Run again. It did take a while to come in, and I wasn't prepared for that, especially with my exposure to other companies that do Limited Run presses like Super Rare Games. We'll have it turned around in like 3 weeks. So that was a bit disheartening, but all told, I do think this is a good package, and I do think this is worth the $70. Alright guys, so final thoughts on Shantae and the Seven Sirens Collector's Edition from WayForward and Limited Run Games. Is it worth the money? I'm a big fan of Shantae, so I gotta say yes. I think it is definitely worth the money. I definitely think it's something that I'm going to appreciate and enjoy having in my collection for a long time. I like all the extra stuff you got with it. I think that's pretty cool. I will say this though, there are definitely some offerings that Limited Run has that don't really do anything for me. I'm a big Space Channel 5 fan, and I was looking forward to the collector's edition of the VR version that came out recently for the PS4, but the one that Limited Run offered didn't really do anything for me. Fidget spinners? No, it's not really my thing. Didn't really see the need of spending the extra money there, but for me, Shantae and the Seven Sirens is definitely worth it. I love that Game Boy Cart replica, and I'm stoked to get an actual physical CD as a soundtrack. How awesome is that? But your mileage may vary. I do want to hear from you in the comments down below, though. What is your favorite collector's edition of a game that you've purchased recently? Any console, any system from any retailer doesn't bother me whatsoever. I just want to hear about your awesome collector's editions that you've picked up. If you enjoyed today's video, please consider giving it a thumbs up and share it out on social media of your choice. And if you're new to the channel and haven't done so already, please consider subscribing as well as ringing the notification bell so you can stay up to date with everything we've got going on. If you're interested in helping the channel grow, we do have a Patreon linked in the description below. Until next time, guys, I have been Jay. I appreciate you being here. Play more games, stay square, and take care. We'll talk to you soon.